All right, this is area of oblique triangles. In the past, the area formula that you had was base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 base times height, and that worked most of the time for most of the triangles that you were finding. In our case, we aren't always given the height, and sometimes we're getting angles too, so we had to come up with some different ways in order for us to figure out area of oblique triangles, so triangles that don't have a right angle. So the first formula is called Huron's formula. Looks super busy. It's easy to make a mistake. And then it's got this S in here. We know that all the lowercase letters are sides, so this is a side length, and a side length. And then S is found by just adding up your sides and dividing by 2. So almost like take your perimeter and divide it in half. And that S value actually shows up 4 times under your root. So the biggest problem here for kids is just to get it entered in right. It's not mathematically very tricky for people. The other one, it's literally called the other formula, it doesn't have a name, is 1/2 BC sine A. So if you notice, you've got one of each letter, and the order of them or the combination of them doesn't matter. So if you decided to do C and A, then you have to have B on the end. So if you decided to do B and A, then you have to have C on the end. So it doesn't matter how the letters are rearranged, you just have to have one of each, 2 sides and an angle, and nobody can repeat. So let's try one each way just so you get to feel for both of these. So first I'm going to find my S value here. I'm given all sides. So if we were to draw that triangle, first we would have to find its height in order to use our old area of a triangle formula, which you probably could set out and try to do. It would be a lot trickier because you don't have any of the angle measures to help you figure out missing sides. So that's how this formula kind of comes in handy. So I'm going to find my S value first. I'm going to do 43 plus 53 plus 72, and then divide that in half. So my S value is 84. So my area is going to be 84, and then 84 minus 43, and then 84 minus 53, and then 84 minus 72. And so when you go to put that in your calculator, you could do 1 square root, and you could just continue typing, and your calculator will do it correctly. You just need to watch that you are putting parentheses around each one of these combos, and that you got that extra 84 out front. So it looks like the area of this triangle is 131.89, we'll say, meters squared. And now since you're doing an actual measurement of length, make sure that you put those labels on there. The other formula says that we just have to do 1/2 and then times each letter. So looks like I've got 4 and 6.7 as my sides, and then I've got sine, and my angle is 46, and you could just type that in your calculator. I suggest just doing the half as a 0.5, and then times 4 and 6.7 and sine 46. This is a degree measure. Make sure your calculator is in degrees, and you should end up with about 9.64. So these formulas, not by any stretch of the imagination, are difficult. They just kind of are particular. So make sure when you're doing this one, you kind of watch that you get 4 of your S's in there, and it's subtraction in each parenthesis. And this one, you just have to make sure you have one of each letter. So one angle and then the other 2 sides.